All right, let's do it. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 27th, 2020. SPY up 0.22 and Q's down 0.31. So, more or less unchanged on both. Not really a big deal, I think, in the Q's and SPY. Okay, we did make some new highs that did kind of come back in here on the Q's. I think it's too early to say, at least if you're following the trend here, to say that this is the top. I mean, there is always that potential every time we make a new high that the top is in. What we would have to see is some weakness tomorrow or Monday if tomorrow is more of an inside day, and then really try to bounce and fail on the bounce. So what could that rest and pullback be? We could pull back to 286 or so, and then we would have to try to rally, and then that rally would fail, signaling the end of this uptrend. So even if we get some more continuation, some more weakness tomorrow, I think we won't have that confirmation of a downtrend here on the hourly until Monday, really. Okay. SPY is the same. Okay, nice run up here. So we really need to see a decent pullback, the rally back to the 20 MA, and then from there we can start looking for some kind of hourly downtrend. So until we get some sustained lower lows and lower highs going on the hourly, on the Qs and SPY, that's a bit too early to say that the market's going to kind of correct. And we still have uptrends on every time frame here on the Qs and SPY. So, if this was the top here today, that's what we'll be watching for. Okay, going into tomorrow and Monday, because we're still going to need to see the weakness and then the reaction to the weakness. So you can see what we got here, right? This pullback here. What was the reaction when we got back to support? Well, that support held and powered us up kind of to new highs there. So that's what we'll be watching. If whatever the next pullback it gives us, and then the reaction that we get to the pullback. Okay. All right. I thought today was a pretty tough day. Hopefully you guys had an easier day. I thought that if you went after the right things at the open here, like the OSUR, that was pretty good. Right here, you can see sell set up right there, and then home run. GNMK gave a nice breakdown here at the open off the 1 minute. That gave some decent follow through as well on the GNMK here, right? Opening range and then breaks down. Did another breakdown, but that ended up being the end. After that, it was really hard to get, so I missed out on both of those. And if you're in the room, I did try to call this GNMK. We were looking for potential breakdown here on the 2 minute. This is what I was looking for right here, that if we broke down from here, that I'd be looking for new lows there. So you can see this is what I was looking for. We got the rollover, then we started base sideways. I was saying if we break down, I'm not too worried about that over there to the left. I think we can get through that. And it went up instead. So it never triggered. And then the next play, same story here. The ANF was a gap up, and I wasn't really looking to play it today, but it was holding up well, at least at the time. Gapping up into some resistance, but at the time I was looking to play it. It was actually above at least that 200 there on the daily. So I was looking to play this right here over this topping tail here. So the numbers were 1315 by 1279. And then that one didn't want to trigger either. But I was looking to play that nice base that was setting up there at the top. But that didn't want to trigger. It came in instead. Okay, fine. And then the next play was the FLGT. I was looking to play this breakdown. And then got skipped because this is a little spready, this FLGT. Here was the gap, which I thought was decent enough to get follow through to the downside. I didn't get filled, but it also didn't really go anywhere. Yeah, I even moved up a little bit by the end of the day. So, not every time that you don't get filled is it necessarily you miss out on a really, really nice play. Now, there was some follow through to this on the FLGT here, but I just couldn't get filled on it. And and didn't really set up. I was looking to play maybe this sell setup here, but it was too extended at the time on this FLGT. So yeah, it was just a tough day to get going. I felt pretty bad about not being in the GNMK or the OSUR at the Open, and then after that, once I kind of noticed that I'm starting to feel like, oh, I missed out. All the good plays are gone and I didn't get to be in them, then I want to be extra picky, which is probably why, for the plays that I picked, which I did try to get in the GNMK and the ANF, I was basically asking for, perfection from them. Something like this ANF breakout was not extended on the 5, 2 minute, it was above the 2-minute 20 MA. So at that time of day, that's what I'm asking for. And I thought the gap was solid enough, showing, decent strength by basing at the high. So that was probably part of the reason that, some of these other plays that I was looking at didn't end up triggering, because, yeah, whenever I kind of feel like, oh, I really missed out at the Open and all the good stuff like went before I could get in it. And it was tough too, because the GNMK and the OSUR, I was looking at them, and for the OSUR, I noticed it was just a little bit too thin initially, or sorry, on the GNMK, it was a little bit too thin at the Open. I think it had only done 100,000, 200,000 shares at the time. So I was like, all right, I want this to trade more. And then the OSUR, I just wanted one 1 minute green bar to play under, so I could get a little bit of a reaction. You see, once it did that sell setup, it just kind of fell apart. So I just kind of missed it, waiting for a secondary entry. So it wasn't even like I found these later. I was looking at them at the time. I wanted just something a little bit better from them. But they win. So whenever that happens, I think I want to make sure I don't get overly aggressive, that I don't start trying to make stuff up. Like the worst I think that some people do will be like, oh well, if I can't short this, then I'm gonna get in it long. I'm gonna see that it's long and I'm gonna get in long, and then it fails and you think, okay, maybe I should short this, and then you try to short it, and then it starts to move up and you think, darn, okay, what do I how am I losing money playing short and long? So it was just to try and kind of stay as disciplined and as picky as possible. That was kind of the goal after the morning. And then I didn't think there was all that much to do. So, I thought it's just a kind of a tough day. Those kind of days are going to happen, especially, as we are kind of in this summer doldrums period for the rest of the month probably, and then the first half of September. So, just try to do your best to trade accordingly. Okay? All right, but days like today, it's going to happen. All right, but we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. All right, have a good rest of the day.